That's right guys, I found another one of these things. So for the last few weeks I've been talking about these APC surge protectors, and for those of you who don't know the full backstory, back in the day I used to have one of these things and it was plugged into an outlet that ended up burning. Last Wednesday I released a video unboxing one of these things that was supposed to be brand new, but it ended up just being a 1998 model that was recalled, shoved into a box from a brand new one. And that brings us up to today, where we're here with this one. Hopefully this one's actually brand new, and later on in the video we're going to be taking a look at its little brother, the 7-outlet version. This one is actually the network edition instead of the professional edition like I was trying to unbox last week. And as you can see here, this one carries a higher warranty payout than the professional edition does. Although looking at the top here, it still says that it has the professional surge protection built into it. As you can see, the jewel rating is exactly the same as it was on the professional edition that I tried to unbox last week. And I was under the impression that all of the network editions of these things had the performance protection built into them. I'm not entirely sure how they made that distinction in calling this the network one when it's probably got the exact same circuitry as a professional one would have, but it does say network on the front of it, and as you can see, it doesn't look like this one has the always on outlets like the older ones did. And while we're talking about the age of this device, the serial number has a 2020 date code. And for those who are interested, you can go ahead and pause the video right here and read all the details on the back of the box. So it is moment of truth time. I'm gonna go ahead and open this box, and again, hopefully this time it's actually brand new and not just a recalled unit stuffed into a brand new box. This one has no tape on it, which is a good sign. The box looks to be in much better shape than the one that I tried to unbox last week, but here we go. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. So already I can see that the plug is slightly different than it was on the older units, but it looks like it's wrapped up like it would be from the factory. Here we go. I can already tell just by looking at the style of the label on the back. And interestingly enough, the serial numbers still don't match, but the serial number on the actual unit still has a 2020 date code. Looking at the actual unit here, it is actually a network edition, which is always a good thing to see. And the thing actually does look to be pretty brand new. I've never seen one that looks this good. And this one does in fact not have the always on outlets. It also feels a lot lighter than the other one did, which is interesting. It also came with its documentation, which looks to be pretty much exactly the same as what came with the other one. But we do have the test receipt right here. Okay, so now it's even more interesting, okay? The serial number on this matches the serial number on the box. Hopefully you guys are able to see that all right, but I will include a link to some high resolution scans of the box and documentation that this thing came with in the description. So the serial number on the box ends with 1966. The serial number on the test receipt ends with 1966. However, the serial on the back of the unit itself ends with 1958. The only difference between the serial numbers is the last 4 digits. Very weird, very interesting. However, at least this time I did actually get a brand new one of these, and it actually ended up being cheaper than the other one I bought. So there we go. That's it for the 8-outlet version. Let's go ahead and take a look at that 7-outlet version. I'm interested to see if the serial numbers are mismatched on that one too. So this 7-outlet version is the personal edition, which is the lowest end, lowest protection rating that you could get for the 7 and 8 series of these things. But as you can see, this box looks a little bit older in terms of its graphic design, and that's because this one is a 2008 model, as we can see here by the date code and the serial number. And again, for those interested, you can go ahead and pause the video right here and read all the details on the back of this box. Let's find out if the serial numbers are mismatched on this one as well. This one did come with a telephone cable. Very nice. All right, there we go. Hey, look at that. It even came with a little thing that fell out of the top of the box here. And comparing serial numbers, they actually do match on this one. So if any of you guys have any ideas on why the serial numbers wouldn't match on the 8 series, you know, other than the obvious answer of it was switched between a different box, let me know in the comments. But I will say that the seller on eBay for the 8 series had quite a few of them in stock, and he did have pictures of a few of them outside of their boxes. So maybe he just put them back in the wrong box. I don't know, but either way, the date code on that one, as we saw saw earlier is a 2020, and the date code on this one is in fact a 2008. Well, that's good news because that means neither of these are affected by the recall. As we can see on the left side of this unit right here, we have the two RJ10 phone jacks, and we have a nice big power switch on the front. That's pretty nice. I like that. Now, the reason why I wanted one of these is because these were used very frequently in the schools I went to, you know, when I was younger. As I said earlier, I've never had one of these ones before, but I figured, you know, for what, 10, 15 bucks, allegedly brand new, which it actually turned out to be this time, thankfully, I figured why not pick one up. You can always find uses for it. This is what I was talking about earlier by the label difference on these things. The top one here being a 2020 model has the newer printed label, and the older one down here on the bottom has it actually molded into the plastic. And in case anyone was wondering, the serial number on the test receipt right here does match the box and the unit. There you go, guys. That is going to be it for yet another video on these freaking APC surge protectors. Again, it is really cool to have one of these 7-outlet versions because I've never had one of them before. I'll leave links in the description for the recall information on these things and also high-resolution scans of all the documentation that came with them. And next week, we're going to be closing off this little mini-series I've been doing on these things, and we're actually going to be cracking a few of them open and showing you guys why they were recalled. But until then, guys, that is going to be it. Hope you enjoyed it, and as always, thank you for watching.